Hello, Lusa fans, and welcome to the Fan Expo HQ virtual experience for the show Lucifer. This is very exciting, not just because this show is a fan favorite, and I'm excited to be talking to the people that we're going to be bringing out shortly, but also we're doing this right on the eve of Season 5, the first half of Season 5, coming out on Netflix on August 21st. And I'm going to be your host for the next hour. My name is Aaron Sagers from the Travel Channel show Paranormal Caught on Camera. And not only do I love the show, I was chatting with some of these guys backstage. They are great. They're ready to go. And before I bring them out, I want to say a thank you. Now, of course, Lucifer fans, you guys have helped keep this show alive. And that just shows the strength of the fan community, of fandom itself. But I also want to say thank you because you guys helped make this live stream possible. And your donations, more than $9,000 worth, have contributed to Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. And those are important and impactful charities. So these live streams are fun, and we're happy to be doing them, but it's also for a really good cause. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to bring these guys out here. I'm going to be asking some questions, and then I want to hear from you. I want to hear from your questions. You can submit them in the chat room, and we'll ask them of the cast. But beyond that, as a reminder, beyond this live stream, there are autographs available. There are private video chats, and there is one-on-one chats available. So just check out the link that is going to be below, and you can find out how to get those autographs, how to get those private video chats, and how to get those video shout-outs too. I might have to get a video shout-out myself. All right, Lucifans, let's do it. Let's bring these awesome actors into the room. First off, I'm a fan of her work long before Lucifer, in fact, and I'm excited to be seeing her return to Lucifer. You know her as Charlotte. You know her as Goddess. We all know and love her as Mom. Put your hands together virtually for Trisha Helfer. Let's bring her on into the feed. Hey, Trisha.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today virtually. And a spoiler alert, there is a cat that might make a cameo appearance in this live stream, so everybody look out for that. Also, okay, let's keep it going. You know her as Ella Lopez, who is not only super sweet and smart, I also feel like there's a cool edge to this character, and she's got some exciting arcs going on this season. And, of course, the actor behind Ella is an author, an executive producer. She's a geek like us. Make some noise wherever you are in the world. Make some noise for Amy Garcia. Amy.
Hey, hi everyone. Good to be here.
I'm embarrassed by how Spartan my wall is compared to how nerd-tastic your wall is. It's like a comic shop exploded in there. I want to pick apart all the cool collectibles you have back there. And okay, we're going to keep it going. You know him as God's favorite son. Don't tell Lucifer. Amenadel. Give it up for Mr. DB Woodside. DB, come on into the room. Hey, DB. How you doing, man?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us. Doing great. We're happy to have you here. And okay, we couldn't have a Lucifer panel without Detective Douche himself. He plays Dan Espinoza. And wherever you are in the world, I know I'm going to make some noise. You guys can make some noise as well for Mr. Kevin Alejandro. Woo-hoo! Kevin, come into the room. What? Where's... Oh!
What's up, people? I had to do it. What's up?
Oh
Automatically, Kevin gets the win for the best. You have a couple minutes to plan the exit, though, at the end.
Oh, great.
Of the panel, okay? Yeah. Someone do the staircase thing.
Kevin, your shirt's definitely a few buttons lower, just saying, than a little earlier.
Did you just say take off my shirt? Okay.
Well, this is a live stream for charity, so whatever. We'll start the bidding. How about that? Well, guys, I'm happy to have you here for the Fan HQ virtual experience. And also just congratulations, not only on season 5 coming out, but season 6. Season 6 is happening. This is insane.
It's happening.
I've got to say, I've read an article that Amy and DB said that they've known for months, just across the board. How long have you known about this season 6 renewal, which is a big surprise for all us fans? When did you find out? How long have you known? DB, why don't you start, since you went on the record saying you've known for a while?
What would you say, guys? I think we found out the last month. I think it was the last month. So it was a little strange because I think we were all getting ready. We had been grieving for months, while we were shooting the show. So when we heard that we were only getting one more season of season 5, I think it was like a mixture of joy and sadness. So I think we spent the entire season kind of getting ready to say goodbye to the show, and so then to get that shot of Netflix and Warner Brothers wanted to do one more was a bit confusing, but I think it was. I can just only speak for me, but it was great news, and I think everybody was really overjoyed.
All right. Well, does anyone want to wait to that? I'm actually curious who had the hardest time keeping this a secret. Like, Kevin, did you ever almost let this news slip out? That's like, oh, season 6.
Every second of the day.
Oh my God.
It was like, I know something you don't know. It was difficult. I think you're right, DB. I think it was. Oh, I think I might have found out maybe just a little bit later than you did. It was towards one of the last. I think the last episode that we were shooting. I found out that it was just a rumor at the time, and I was like, "What?" And then the next day, it was kind of loosely confirmed, and I had the same feelings of like, "Whoa, this is real. This is really going to happen." And now here we are. Hopefully, the world will open up in such a position that we can get started on it sooner than later. But it's hard for me to keep secrets too, especially when they're good ones.
I actually found out on set. I got a call from our showrunners, Joe and Ildy, and they're like, "So, we have something to tell you. The end might not be the end." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "And don't tell anybody." I'm like, "Right." So it was especially hard because, I was shooting with our amazing team of 200 people and was told this awesome secret, and I couldn't tell anybody. So yeah, it was a little challenging.
I could see how that would be really tough for you, Amy. I'm sure you were like, hold on, recording it as they're saying it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was fun, but we kept it a secret. So yay.
One thing that is not being kept a secret right now is Trisha's cat's hind quarters right there. It just got a glimpse of that.
I know, I feel great. Right when they cut to me, there's going to be like a butt shot right here. Sorry. Fiona is not shy.
No, this is 2020, guys. This is what we have to, this is the weird world that we deal with. I mean, keeping that in mind, as much as you can say, I don't want us to spill any beans, but it must be very difficult still on lockdown. Any idea on when you might be headed into production? Anything that you can say, or is that still just locked tight?
I'm not sure if I can answer that because I don't want to be the person to give something away. Are we allowed to talk about this, Amy, Trish, DB?
I'm not in season 6, so I don't know. Go ahead, talk.
How do you know that is
Spoiler alert.
Trish? You could be in season 6. You don't know.
True.
I mean, I'm just saying it's a supernatural show, so you never know.
Things can
Well,
happen.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying we all love Trish, and
Yeah.
never say never. So
Well, okay.
I
So
think what I know that at one point
Mom
we
has to
have
come
a
back.
hypothetical
for season
start
6
date.
somehow. Mom has to come back for season 6.
I agree. We did have a hypothetical start date. I know we wanted to start sometime in August, but everything got shut down again. So I think everyone's just sort of playing it by ear. We have goals, and they've been pushed a couple of times. So now we're all just sort of eagerly waiting to hear that exact time to go back.
Well-
the entire industry is in the same situation, right? So it's
Yeah.
I think everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah, I think they wanted to go back as early as the 17th, but that is no longer like even possible right now. So
yeah. Well, I mean, because of this interesting, strange, weird world that we live in, backstage, as you guys were popping in, there was just this real enthusiasm as you saw one another's faces. During this downtime, have you been keeping up with anyone? Have you been doing the Zooms with your fellow cast members, or is this like literally the first you're seeing each other for several months?
this is the first I'm seeing anybody for a couple of months. And I don't want to take it too down, but it was kind of difficult for me to sort of adjust to what the world is going through right now. So it was a bit of a reality check, and also a really good thing for me to realize all the things that I've that I thought I was too busy to do. Like garden, like things like that. Things at home. So I've been able to really utilize this time to revisit the things that I missed.
Yeah. No, and I think that's entirely fair to talk about it. It's a global situation, and we've all had to adjust in various ways. So I think that's a very real and relatable comment. Anybody else want to weigh in on that? Or maybe some of the things that you have been doing during the pandemic. Amy, you want to weigh in first?
I've learned to use a power washer. I know my car had cobwebs, so something needed to be done there. Home Depot, I know everyone's name. And like Kevin, I've taken up a little gardening, but like I was saying, to DB, I've just been writing. To be honest, I've been kind of closing myself in my little office and just writing and trying to kind of create stories that I didn't have as a kid, and Zooming with my family and catching up on a lot of movies, but singing, dancing by myself upstairs in quarantine. So that's what's been happening over here.
Yeah. Well, you've clearly been doing a good job at it, because basically Google News your name has been popping up a lot in the news alerts as far as executive producing, writing, a lot of stuff going on. It's congratulations.
Bravo, Amy. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Trisha, how about you? What have you been up to during the quarantine?
I think in the beginning I OD'd on Zoom a little bit. There was a lot of close friends' birthday parties, and so we seemed to have a lot of Zooms, and everybody was like, "Ooh, what is this new thing?" We can all between that and then I hosted a marathon on Sci-Fi for something, and so I was really on the computer a lot on doing interviews and things, and I kind of OD'd a little bit. So after that wound down, and of course you think you're coming out of the pandemic at that point, so you're like, yeah, I can have a little quiet time and can catch up on some binge watching and laying in the sunshine outside in the backyard, and then now it's a little long. So I'm jealous of the writers here in the group that can spend some time being productive. I'm struggling with that lately, but I'm headed back to work soon. So Vancouver has started, and my show Van Helsing is currently in production. So I'm actually headed back to film soon. which I'm excited
Yeah.
about.
Wow. Is will this be the first thing that you will have done during this whole process thing that we're going through?
Yeah, to my knowledge, they're the first U.S. Production show that U.S. network sci-fi that has gone back to work. They've been back to work for about 3 weeks, I think now.
Wow.
Yeah. And your cat's going back to work too, right? Your cat clearly needs to get back to work. DB, how about you during the quarantine? What have you been up to? And then I'll add to that: has as an actor, has this time, whereas Amy has been able to find the inspiration to write and really have this creative output. What have you been up to, DB? Have you been itching to go to work? Has your creativity kind of taken a dip? What's that energy like for you?
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing everyone, and there's so much static. So I hope you guys are able to hear me.
Yep.
And hopefully it's something that we can fix, in between. But for me during this time, I've just been staying low key. I think it's really easy for people that are introverted. I've been working out a lot, writing a lot, like Amy. But more or less, I've just been spending time with my daughter, spending time with close friends and family, and just getting ready to go back to work whenever that may be.
And speaking of season 5, again, first half of season 5 coming up on August 21st on Netflix. What can we tease about your characters' roles this season? I know probably not a lot, although I've seen you guys have been giving some interviews. Amy, I'll start with you because there was some news about love interest, and we definitely saw some Star Trek outfits and some photo stills. So why don't you set up Ella's character, her arc this season? What do we have potentially going on?
Well, Ella is usually in her own lane, doesn't get much bootay, doesn't get much action. She just kind of is such a nerd and has no filter that we just see her as kind of this, dorky kind of forensic geek. So it's really exciting to see her dig in more into her personal life. And not only that, she's so confident in who she is and apologetic about not being the coolest person in the room. So I think it's really exciting to finally see her have a crisis of self. And a big part of that is, not wanting to put herself out there for love, which I think is a very relatable thing. It's very vulnerable and really scary. So we're going to get to see Ella's journey outside of work a little more and see how she handles her biggest challenge thus far, which isn't how did this person die, but how do you let yourself fall in love? So that's what season 5 looks like for Ella.
Yeah. Now I want to say to the producer, let's go back to Amy for a second, because not only are all these things happening with her character, she's also a Funko Pop. And Ryan Sander in the chat room points out, so you got a vintage R2-D2, MODOK, Wonder Woman, Superman, and then you actually have a Ella Lopez Funko Pop. Is this what we're seeing?
Well, so this is actually fan stuff. Like first of all, I just want to commend. This was done by a fan, which I think was pretty. You get it? A fan making fan art. Get it? And then this is just a doll that someone made and brought to a con. So I keep everything they send me. And then this I thought was really sweet. It's a jar of positive things. So like on bad days, they're like, I just want you to have this jar so that if you're feeling down, you can just, read something from a fan somewhere in the world. So I want you guys to know that when you give me things, I keep them and they become part of my inspiration. And if I'm having, we all have rough days, and I just want you guys to know that I'm like, it's a rough one, So to be surrounded by the love that you guys give to us, it means a lot. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you do that, Amy, because coming from the same perspective as you, and I think I can speak on behalf of several of our friends who are actors. We all go through, we all go through difficult times, and we all need a reminder because sometimes things get so hard. We all need that reminder of, yeah, I have done something. There might be a lull right now, or there might be a challenge that's facing me. But I think what's important is to surround ourselves with the things that sort of remind us that we continue to move forward. And when things get hard, we have a reminder that shows you can do it. You have done it. Continue to move forward. And I think it's super cool. And I did the same thing with the things with the art and the fun things that the fans give us. And it's really cool that you chose to display that today.
Yeah.
Well, and Kevin, I'll stick with you because set up a little bit about what's going on with Dan this season, and also as much as you can tease sort of what that dynamic is like with the Michael that we're going to be encountering in season 5.
Yeah, I think the audience can just sort of expect Dan to go back to who he was in the beginning, a little more fed up, a little more confused, and a little more shut down. I feel like he's gotten a little bit more introverted this what was supposed to be the final season, to really sort of rediscover within himself his place in life and what his purpose is. And not only that, try to figure out what Lucifer's purpose is in life. So it's a lot of that sort of lost human that we all discovered in the beginning. And then things, he gets light of certain things that start to drive the rest of his passions throughout the season. Yep, that's all I can say.
It was good. It was good.
There are lots of arms in that sentence.
But you got there. You covered it. DB, I read that you said in an interview that your character prefers Lucifer to Michael this season. Anything more that you can expand on with that? Why Michael would be sort of less of a person that Amenadiel wants to hang out with?
Because Michael's a dick. I mean, let's just be honest. He's just not a very nice guy. No, listen. I think with all the stuff that's gone on for the last 4 or 5 seasons between Lucifer and Amenadiel, one of the things that I think that we can honestly say is that these two brothers have gotten a lot closer now, and there's always been a lot of love there. I just think Amenadiel had a problem with Lucifer because of him being so, as I say to some of my people, Lucifer can be a little extra. They can be a little extra. Mm-hmm. So I think that they found their rhythm, and Michael is, I would say, an exaggerated version of maybe the way Lucifer used to be first season. So Amenadiel's not a fan of Michael's. He loves him. He's family, but I don't think he's a fan of his. Yeah.
And well, Trisha, I don't even know. We can't even really touch on what you're coming back as. However, we saw this photo that definitely was a different look for your character. It looked like sort of 1950s housewife. It looked good. So if you can say anything, here's your chance. But if not, the backup question is, what do you think Mom has been making in her own universe? So take whichever of those two you want.
I think I'll touch a little on both. I don't know how much I can say, although, it was put out there in the press, that picture, and the noir episode has not been held secretive. There's been a lot of photos from it. So I think the fans all know that there's elements to that episode that are outside of the norm for Lucifer. And I'm just excited to be back. I have said this before, and I got the okay from one of the writers. So I am playing neither Mom nor Charlotte. So it's a small role, but it was just so much fun to come back and play with the team. And everybody has a little bit of an alternate in this episode to some extent. And all you guys will understand what I mean when you see it. I think you're going to love the episode. Kevin made me laugh in one particular scene so hard, I think I almost peed my pants. Lauren and I were in the scene together. We were laughing so hard. So Kevin, kudos to you for that. And I don't know about Mom. I haven't put too much thought into it because I always hold out hope that maybe we'd see that at some point, which we won't. But I don't know. Maybe she's making some. I think she'd have some centaurs around. I think she might get into some bareback riding on some centaurs.
You've just launched like a whole fan fiction category.
Sentence of the entire fucking year. That's my quote for 2020.
Can I just put in a vote for a Goddess Lucifer spinoff alternate world? I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd be alone.
I think you just pitched that. I think it could get greenlit easily. It would have to be on like, After Dark, I think maybe. But does anyone want to weigh in, or who can weigh in on sort of the interactions with Tom taking on this different character? How has it been? How has the dynamic shifted a little bit with Tom as Michael as opposed to Lucifer? Anything that you can say about that?
I know personally, just through talking with Tom during the early, the beginning stages of his process of trying to do both. And, there's always a fear with us as actors who, you create a character that everyone understands and believes, then you have to do a whole other one. So there was a little bit of fear, but I think Tom handled it like a champion. And I think the audience is going to not be able to see through him at all. I think he did an excellent job with balancing the good and evil, because we all have good and evil within us. There's an angel here and there's an angel here, right? Which one do you listen to? And I think I think Tom did a really good job of balancing that on camera for the audience to sort of say, ooh, who would I go with?
Right. DB, you want to weigh in on that?
I would agree. I had quite a few scenes with him playing both guys. First of all, man, is that guy talented. I mean, man, is he talented. And I think that people are going to be blown away to see him doing two distinctly different characters, but that you can tell belong to the same family. I just thought he did a great job. So I can't wait to see it, because some of the stuff, like if people can imagine this, I mean, we're watching Tom do both these roles, right? But we haven't seen it, we haven't seen it. So we're going to be watching it to see how they cut it all together. Our first time is going to be all of your first time as well. So it's exciting. I can't wait to see it. I just think he did an absolutely smashing job. I'm most interested in seeing, there's an episode that one of our showrunners, Joe Henderson, wrote that is absolutely fantastic. And I think it's something like a long family dinner. And I think that's probably all I'm allowed to say. But it's a long family dinner. And as some Thanksgiving dinners can go, not that this is Thanksgiving, but as some family dinners can go, it's a little tense, a little awkward, a little uncomfortable, but it's brilliant. And you guys are going to get a chance to see Tom playing both characters in a very long scene that I think is going to be gut-wrenching on the one hand, and on the other hand, I think it's going to be absolutely fall down hilarious. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I want to jump in a little bit on that, DB. So I had the opportunity to direct another episode this season, which I was super honored to get. But that was my first experience with being with Tom, playing both characters, and then being on the other side of the camera and watching him navigate how to do it. And it seems to the outside eye like just an easy thing to do, to turn this guy on and turn that guy on and do that split. But the process that he went through to do both characters and shut them off was remarkable. And then to see it on the other end in the editing room and to completely buy it, I mean, there's no greater accolade than bravo when you can do that for yourself. You know, and I think he truly took it to that next level of one that's from an actor's perspective to watch it and go, man, I hope if I ever get that opportunity, I can do it that well, because he did it, he killed it.
Yeah.
That dinner scene is like a play. There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of movement. It's just like DB was saying, characters around a table. And I think, to piggyback on, it's not only heartbreaking and hilarious, but I think it's very relatable. You know, it's like, I always think about how these characters are larger than life, but when you see them at a family dinner, that's something we can all relate to, especially during the holidays. And so what's so fun about the season is it's going to bring these angels and twins and celestial creatures. It's going to ground them because Daddy's coming home, you know? So I think what's going to be so fun is just to see all these people so relatable and literally being thrown down to earth. And then, see Tom act with himself in the same freaking scene, which I think, you know, is pretty challenging to pull off.
Yeah. And well, let's dive into some audience questions here, some fan questions. Going to, first off, somebody mentioned the Funko Pop, so we already covered that one. But Jamie Ruby wants to know if there's anything that you've taken from the set, props, clothing, etc. This is definitely a fan favorite question. I love hearing people ask this because it really shows the connection to the show. Like, they want to go grab some stuff from the set as well. So Trisha, how about we'll start with you. You know, during your role, when you thought that your character had died and then died again, was there anything that you may have nicked from the set?
No, I'm too much of a nice Canadian girl. I've never stolen and or taken anything. So I do actually have from Charlotte, though, in the third season. I don't know why I have it, but I guess Costumes gave it to me. I have one of the dresses that Charlotte wore, and it doesn't fit me anymore. I just put it on the other day, and I was I was going through a very difficult time during season 3 filming, and I'd lost a lot of weight, and so it doesn't fit me, so I can't even use it. So I think I'm gonna sell it for charity. But it's a pink. I think I shot it. DB, I was with you in the scene. I think in my office, in Charlotte's office. So, but that's all I have. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe it's better to keep it.
Okay, you set a high bar for not being a thief on. Yeah,
it's like, oh, I'm such a good Canadian girl. I don't know how I got it. It just appeared.
Yeah, that's kind
yeah, Trish. Okay,
it fell off a truck. These things happen.
What about from your other shows, Trish? Like, you've been like part of such really cool shows that everyone loves. Like, do you have anything from like Battlestar or like anything that Van Helsing even? Or should we even say that?
I don't have anything from Van Helsing. I might keep my contacts if I can, my black contacts, so I could freak people out. Figure out how to put them in. I have 2 dresses, like a red dress from Battlestar.
See, there's a theme here. It's like I have this pink dress from Lucifer, got this red dress from Battlestar. Come on.
Okay, from a different show, I have like my stamp, the Texas Ranger stamp. But I will be 100% honest. The dresses were given to me. So
okay, I feel like Kevin.
I'm a fucking thief, guys. I'm gonna be up with you. I'm a fucking thief. Right? No, there's one thing that I do have. I always try to take something small from just for my own personal, like what I was saying earlier. I like to, like Amy, surround myself with memories of things for those moments that are hard, of like, oh yeah, I have done it. I can do it. I can still move. So one of the things that I do have from our show Lucifer is I want to say it was season 2. We're still in Vancouver, and there was an episode where Scarlett was supposed to have made this little bobblehead for her dad, but we couldn't get it in on time for the episode, so they changed it up a little bit. It came the next day, and then for the rest of the seasons, all through Vancouver and every other season, it sits on my desk, and it's like a little bobblehead that says Dan Espinosa on it, and I stole it.
You should
And
have.
you're confessing it. You're confessing on a live stream.
I stole it. It's on my bedside table.
Video
everyone-
documentation.
Oh yeah, I am a douche.
Amy, how about you? Are you a thief? Are you on the Trisha side or the Kevin side?
This jacket, I cannot confirm nor deny. May or may not be Ella Lopez's jacket, but unlike Kevin, I cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah, he just blatantly admitted to it on
I can't
video
lie.
evidence.
My word.
How about
my
you,
word
DB?
straight, I cannot lie.
Listen, I don't know why all these people are admitting what they stole. You're not going to get that out of me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand this question. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm just going to leave it at that. If some items happen to disappear at the end of every show that I do, you should talk to somebody else.
Like,
I would never go on record.
Like your dress or your-
Nicely played.
I now see where each of you fit in like the heist movie. Kevin, you're the worst because not only are you the blatant thief, but you brought down Trisha with you. She was just being cool and not admitting to anything, and you got her to like break.
I did. I'm great. I'm good at things.
Well, someone wants to know, actually, this is a fun question from Lucifer TV fan. What about a Lucifer musical? Would you like to do a song and dance episode, or even do it live? Is there a musical Lucifer in the future? You want to do that? Trisha says no. No.
I would love to. That's all I'm going to say.
I can't sing, so I'd watch from the sidelines.
Well,
Okay.
what do you think either Charlotte or Goddess's song would be if let's say you're giving you a pass?
People are
What would
strange.
be like? Say again.
People are strange.
People are strange.
Good.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Amy, what were you gonna say?
People are strange when you're a stranger. Hate that one?
Yeah. The Doors.
Yeah. I think that would
I
suit.
would love that. I was just gonna say I was at Kevin's first dance rehearsal for our musical episode, and he was surrounded by like 10 or 15 professional dancers, maybe more, maybe
Like
20.
17 to 18.
Okay, 18 professional dancers, and Kevin was like, you know how you dance and then you give it a little extra pizzazz, like that was Kevin. Kevin, I think, were you a professional dancer, or am I making this up? Is that DB? I can't keep track. Were you both professional dancers?
We were
Yeah,
both,
right?
We were both professional dancers in the same club.
No, what? I feel like when they're lying. Like Christian and I believe that they lie. No, but
I may or may not have done a little bit of ballet in college.
Yeah, and you may or may not. I don't want to throw DB but you may or may not find DB with a little hat doing a little number on a particular TV show back in the day. But we do have a musical episode, and so we all kind of had to sing and dance. Some were more excited than others, but you will see a musical episode in season 5.
And I did hear that DB crushed it. That's all I'm saying. And Amy was okay.
Oh,
Amy sings and dances all the time on set anyway.
I was lucky
Normal day, normal day.
I was lucky enough to be in the musical number, Kevin's, that Amy was just talking about. Kevin is brilliant. You guys are going to love what Kevin does. I think he has one of the most fun numbers in that musical episode. I mean, you killed it, dude. You killed
I got
it.
lucky,
So,
man.
I can't wait to see everybody.
Me too. I think it was an opportunity for all of us to just sort of let loose and let that inner kid in us just sort of shine, because sometimes our show deals with, I know not only is it very funny, but also deals with, sort of heavy situations at times. And this was an opportunity for all of us to just go, wow, this is what we love about what we do. Let us play. And we all got to do it. And, I think we all kind of surprised ourselves in a way of like, wow, yes, this is what it's about.
Hey, Kev, did you take a shot of tequila before your recording session? You know how they offered it to everyone? They're like, you want tequila? You want tequila? Did you take it? Oh, they didn't offer you? Oh.
But I will right now.
Oops.
Well, while you're doing that, DB, we got a question for you from the audience. And they actually want to know if they're doing a push-up challenge right now. And would love to know if you have any workout tips.
Don't do it.
What's this? Any workout tips?
Any workout tips?
So
Yeah.
Was that the question?
Yeah, that is, because they want some workout tips.
What's some workout tips? I find the best thing to do is to try and get moving. Just everyone is pressed for time, right? But you can always find time to just move, whether it's walking with your wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it's walking your dog. Just get outside and move. It's not like any of us have anything to do now anyway. So I think it's important to just get outside every single day. You don't have to belong to a gym. You don't have to have some big expensive treadmill. You can always walk outside. And I think that's the best thing for you. Go for a 30, 40-minute walk every single day. And you will see changes. And a small thing that that doesn't get a lot of attention, this is going to sound strange, but it's so simple. Just drink water. It's crazy, but if people stay hydrated, you lose weight and you stay in shape. You don't have to worry as much about what you're eating. You don't have to worry how hard you're working out. Just simply by trying to drink anywhere from 2 to 4 liters of water a day. It's amazing. Yes, you will be running to the loo a little bit more for the first week, but your body adjusts to it. Your body will adjust to all that water and you'll be fine. So it's really just about increasing your water intake and just getting outside and enjoying life.
Well said. Here. We have a question from Catherine Q, who wants to know if you could play a dual role, what would the character be? A goodie or a baddie? So if you're taking on another role within the show, good guy, bad guy, what do you want to take on?
I would take on a baddie.
Baddie? Why?
Baddie for me. Baddies are always so much fun. I started out my career, early in my career, I started out mostly playing the baddie. And then all of a sudden people thought I was a goodie. And I always I have fun all the way around, all the way across the board. But to be able to tap into your inner bad guy, it's pretty fun. Baddie.
Yeah. Amy, how about you?
Baddie, come on, you're a baddie.
I don't know.
I want to
kind of
play somebody really bad.
Yeah, I enjoy. I do
really
enjoy. Yeah, I do enjoy just being like straight down the middle. What you see is what you get. No mystery. I'm probably not going to be winning an Oscar, but I don't know. I do correspond. I'm drawn to lighthearted characters who are I think more comedic. And this season, it really scares me because I had to go out of that comfort zone and kill all my funny bones for a particular episode. Actually, Kevin's episode. He was a fantastic director.
Amy should win an Emmy this season. I'm not fucking kidding, guys. Like the shit that she does. Stars. Anyways, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh my God, he never says stuff like that. Well, thank you. I appreciate. Kevin. It's like it's one of those things where when your coworker, am I allowed? Do people know, DB, that you're gonna? Oh yeah, I think they know. DB is gonna. Do they know? Oh God, I'm just not gonna say anything. Okay, so Kevin. Oh, they do know. Yeah, so DB's gonna direct an episode, which is exciting.
Oh, did they announce it? Okay, I wasn't sure if you announced it or not.
Oh, well.
Yeah, okay.
Congratulations.
Okay. So it's already vulnerable, I think, being an actor. Like, you want to be in a very safe space, but to be directed by your colleague is like, oh God, I know you so well, and I work with you, and you're my teammate, but now you're going to direct me. And I have to say, Kevin knows I'm very sensitive. Like a lot of people, like him and Jerm are always messing around with each other, and they can take it. I'm like, you guys, please don't tell me I suck right before I go out. Like they, and I told Kevin, please be gentle on me. And he provided such a wonderful environment. He was an incredible leader. The crew had his back. The crew, respect is something that you earn. You can't just say like, respect me. Like, you have to earn it. And what I love is that the crew just kind of stepped up and he just led that ship. And the episode was so good that I think it's one of our longest episodes of the season. And he made everyone feel so comfortable. And there was a lot of changes in the scheduling for various reasons. And Kevin just like spearheaded that ship so beautifully and made me feel so comfortable doing something that was very scary for me. I was very vulnerable, and it was very different for me on the show when you're a goofball. And so I just want to say, we have a very multi-hyphenate team where they're not just actors, they also have a producer mentality and a directorial mentality. And I'm just so proud to be part of it. So I can't wait to share with you guys. So hats off to just everyone,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Trisha, I want you to respond, weigh in on the goodie versus baddie. I mean, certainly throughout your career, you've definitely done both, and even on this show, we've seen these shades of both. Which do you kind of want to gravitate to?
I usually play baddies. I agree with Kevin; they're just so much fun. So I mean, if I had to choose, I would probably choose baddie. But it's the most fun for me is getting to play both, or getting to play a character that flirts the line. So you kind of try and get the audience to flip them from thinking you're a baddie, or to at least empathize with them. Harder to do when you're playing, a Dracula or something that's just evil. They're fun. It's super fun, but yeah, I haven't gotten to play goodies enough. But baddies are just fun. They're you can, it's almost like a therapy session. If you're at least somewhat good in your own life, it's nice to be able to play bad on screen, and it's almost like a therapy session. You work through things and get a bit of frustration out, and you get paid for it.
You get to vent a little bit.
I think one of my favorite things about playing baddies is playing the baddie as a goodie. It's like finding the good in that person, and then realizing how they grew and became who they were, or who they inevitably become. That's the cool thing about playing. That's why we say it's so much fun. But what's so much fun is finding who they are when they're a kid first, and then all the elements that created this perception of evilness.
Yeah, what made them that way? What made them do that? Because most don't think they're bad. Most think they're doing it.
Absolutely.
Right. No one's the villain in their own mind.
Yeah.
DB, did you want to add to that at all?
Yeah, I was gonna like piggyback off of something that everyone was saying, but specifically Amy talking about Kevin as a director. First, just answer the question. I mean, it's interesting because I usually have started off on shows playing a character that was really bad, and for some reason he always seems to find himself and then winds up being good. So I've had the opportunity to play both within the same character quite a few times. So I've been really lucky. But yeah, the playing the pure bad guys are always just a little bit more fun. And I would have to say Kevin as a director has been spectacular. My favorite note of Kevin's was the day he came over to me and said, "Listen, DB, that choice was absolutely terrible. You are a shitty actor, and I don't really know why you're doing this." But
come on, I said that 5 times. That's
my favorite director by far. So I think my best performance is in Kevin's episode this season. I guarantee it. Those notes stuck, and I'm a better actor for it. And that's due to Mr. Alejandro. That's also what he made me call him. Mr.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
Thank you.
We just need Kevin showing up at all of our workplaces or homes, telling us how bad we are. Just shame us into being better. That's what we all need.
Aaron, would you just shift your camera a little better? The angle's wrong.
Just the lights off. Yeah. I mean, on that, like we are running down on time, but I'm going to ask this because this is peculiar, and I was wondering this myself. Angela D wants to know, Trisha, what's the painting behind you? It appears to be some sort of pig or something.
It's a flying pig, and it says "Bacon is out, kindness is in." And I bought it at a charity auction for a fundraiser for Mercy for Animals, which is a charity focusing on better treatment for farm animals. So I've got a flying pig that helps save some farm animals.
That's great. It's very cute too.
It is.
And also, before we run out of time, I'm curious. So again, because of this weird quarantine world, what would each of your characters be doing in quarantine? How would they be passing the time? Would they be good mask wearers? What would they be up to? Amy, why don't you start?
I think Ella would definitely be wearing a mask at all times and gloves, even around the house. She would be role playing with herself and maybe, her abuelita. And she would probably be writing science fiction novels.
Wait, Amy.
It's tragic, certainly, but being forced to stay at home isn't quite sexy enough for the work of hell, I don't think. I feel like, I don't know. But so from the angel perspective, what would Amenadiel be up to during pandemic and quarantine?
Laughing at puny humans. And but I think, listen, he's the number one helicopter parent, right? So I think during the day he would just be hovering over Charlie, just trying to protect him by any means necessary. And then I think when he would put him down for naps, he would probably just be drinking a lot of Yummy Cosmos, just sticking to those Yummy Cosmos until his son got back up, and then he would be a big helicopter parent again. I just think he would be obsessed with his son and protecting his son, as most parents probably during this time. They probably are feeling that. So I think that would be Amenadiel's big thing, would be to just protect his son, which you're going to see a lot of in season 5.
Yeah. I definitely don't see him hanging out on a lot of Zoom conversations, or that doesn't really seem like his thing. No.
Huh?
And Kevin, how about Dan? Would he be baking banana
I
bread?
think so.
No, Dan would not be baking banana bread unless it's paleo. Dan, you know what? I think Dan would be surfing. He'd be surfing. He would be teaching his daughter how to surf and teaching her that boys are bad unless they're like their dad, her dad.
That rhymed. You can see you making a T-shirt. Boys are bad unless they're
Boys are bad unless they're like your dad.
That's really what Dan would be doing in quarantine. He'd be just making inspirational T-shirts, just iron-on kind of deals.
Today is your day, kid.
Hang in there, kitten.
Exactly.
We only have like about 2 minutes left. I do just want to get some, very quick words, brief words from you, just about the fans themselves. Obviously, this show is a show that has survived and thrived through the power of fans, and it's a really impressive thing to witness. So just a final shout out to the fans and talking about their support. Amy, I'll start with you again.
Just a quick shout out. I always call you guys our little angels. We literally would not be here without you guys. Thank you for raising money for charity. That's awesome. Thank you for your amazing little drawings of the whole cast. And we're all in this together. So thank you for weathering the ups and downs with us.
Thanks. DB, you want to go next?
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I would just say, you know what? This is a bizarre time, right? This can be a really, really dark time, and I know a lot of us are feeling that dark cloud hanging over us, especially here in the States. But I keep saying this to anyone who will listen. I think this is the time right now for us to go inside and learn the most about ourselves and how we can grow. This horrific time will end. It will be over. And so I think there's a lot that we could be learning about ourselves, about each other, about those that we love. And I would stress to anybody that's an artist, this is our time. This is our time. Art, incredible art, is created during moments like this. I cannot wait to see the essays, the books, the plays, the screenplays, the movies, the television shows that are being created during this time. And I'm really excited about that. So I would just say to people, just keep taking care of yourself, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and thank you so much for being there for us, because you guys just keep bringing us back, and we are the little show that no one believed in. You guys believed in us, and that's why we are here, and that's why we are looking forward to season 5, which drops in a few weeks, and that's why we're looking forward to all of us getting back to work for season 6. Thank you.
Thank you. And Trisha, as someone that's moved through a lot of fandoms and has witnessed these things, the growth of this genre and this show, what would you care to say?
This came into my head. I agree with what everybody's been saying, and I just wanted to give a little. I know the Lusa fans are a wonderful group and a close group and interactive with each other. And I heard the other day that the Lusa fans lost one of the original members that coined Lusa fans. I think Janet, if I'm correct, was her name. And that was one of the ones coining the term and a big proponent of the show and a big proponent of not only the Lusa fans fan interaction and getting the show picked up again and everything, and lost her battle with cancer. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her and say that Charlotte is looking after her, and to all of the rest of you that knew her via the internet or your mutual support of the show. Just I know it's shocking to hear. And so I just give a little love to giving a little love to her, and Charlotte's taking care of her.
Well spoken, and thank you.
Wow.
It's very sweet. So, and Kevin, I'll give you the final word on just the fans and your thoughts.
You know, I want to just piggyback off of what everyone else is saying. We are nothing without you, the fans. We exist because you allow us to exist, and because you support us in such a way that makes us want to move forward. It makes us and inspires us to move forward. And to piggyback off of what DB is saying, you know, for all the artists that are out there, yes, this is our time to go within ourselves and discover ourselves, but don't get so brought down on that to put the unnecessary pressure on yourself to be brilliant, to come up with the next thought, to come up with the next big thing. This is solely a time for you, for us as humanity, as a people, to really figure out who we are as individuals, so that when the world does open up again, that we're not brought down or chipped away by all the things that chipped away from us, away at us in the beginning. That we have fresh eyes now, and so move forward with those fresh eyes. And I hope that everyone can do that. And I love you, and we love you, and we appreciate you so much. And like I said, we are nothing without you. So thank you.
Well said. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you guys for being here, and also all the fans for joining in this Fan Expo HQ virtual experience. And again, remember, your support has helped Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. Together, we've raised like more than $9,000. So that's definitely a big round of applause. And look, the fun doesn't have to end here. We've had an awesome live stream, but you still have the opportunity to get some autographs, some private video chats, some shout outs, all that good stuff. Just follow the link that's down there for that. And don't forget to tune in to the first half of season 5 on Netflix, August 21st, of Lucifer. Super excited about that. And if you enjoyed this, we'll be back next week for more. We're going to bring in some cast members from the show Smallville, Thursday, July 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can follow this link as well. I'm Aaron Sagers, and I want to thank Trisha, thank you for being here. Amy, thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for being here. And DB, thank you for being here. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. This is a lot of fun, guys. And round of applause. Thank you, guys. And
Thank you guys.
we are, and I think we're out, guys.